Welcome to another episode of Inspired Infrastructure. In this episode, I don't want to focus on a specific location, but rather an urban planning concept that I've worked on in several areas across the country. This is a safety and accessibility concept which is gaining traction in a lot of cities, and that is converting pairs of one-way streets back to two-way traffic. A lot of these larger urban areas have these pairs of one-way streets that are oriented in opposite directions, like one eastbound and the other westbound, and they're often just a block apart from each other. Usually, these streets were originally built for two-way traffic, but were converted to one-way pairs in the mid-20th century. This change was usually in response to a growth in car traffic, which was caused by the suburbanization of America's middle class. The one-way streets were designed to move vehicles efficiently into and out of the central city, maximizing that width of the street for the cars traveling in a single direction. Now, before I dive into a transformation, if you're enjoying these videos about urban design and traffic safety, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Inspired Infrastructure for more episodes like this coming soon. So, some cities are starting to realize that one-way pairs are becoming increasingly outdated, and they're starting to shift their priorities from fast-moving cars to creating spaces that prioritize people, whether they're walking, biking, or using public transit. The cities are now considering converting these one-way streets back to two-way traffic. The goal here would be to slow down the car traffic and shift the focus from moving vehicles to other modes of transportation. This can result in removing one or more lanes of traffic on these streets, flipping the direction of one of the lanes, and then repurposing any extra space for bike lanes, transit lanes, wider sidewalks, or any combination of those things. The transformation to a two-way street is naturally going to slow down vehicle speeds, which will make the environment safer for all users of that street, particularly the more vulnerable people walking and biking there. Slower speeds means a lower risk of fatal and serious injury crashes, period. Two-way streets also make navigation easier. Places on that street now become more accessible to people from all directions. Also, slowing traffic and adding multimodal features can make streets more pleasant and attractive and give a boost to local businesses and improve the quality of life for residents along that corridor. However, it's important to note some caveats. These conversions can be expensive and take a while. One of the biggest challenges is that the current infrastructure out there on these streets, like the signs and traffic signals, are only facing one direction, which means you can't just restripe the road. You need to completely redesign and rebuild some of these elements, particularly at intersections, to accommodate new traffic coming from the opposite direction. But even with all the challenges, I believe these two-way conversions are worth it in the long run. These transformations make our people safer and our cities more vibrant, which will benefit everyone, not just drivers. Does your city have a one-way pair like this? Let me know in the comments, and it may just be featured on a future episode of Inspired Infrastructure. Thanks for watching. For more on this series, head to inspiredinfrastructure.com or check us out on social media.